Namaste, Darshako, and Namaste, viewers. Welcome to the show. Sanatan World is yours and ours. Today, I wanted to talk to you about Mr. Sridhar Vembu, the famous Indian entrepreneur and technology genius who went back from United States to India and set up a gigantic operation. Remarkable success story. And considering what was happening in the US with reference to attacks on Indian immigrants, he made a request and appeal to Indians to return home, come back to India. A very valid emotional plea. And I deliberately coined the word sentimotional, and there is a reason for that. I believe that we Indians end up being very sentimental and emotional both at the same time. So I coined the word sentimotional to define us. So we Indians are very sentimotional people. We get very easily riled up with something, extremes of this or that. And just as this particular thing, we Indians came here for good life and good opportunities. Now the cry is that because we are being attacked here, get back home. I think it is a very individual and personal decision. Let's go back into time and say that immigration is not a 21st century challenge or phenomenon. Immigration and migration has been happening ever since human beings are on this planet. The migratory birds, heard about them? Migrations happen. And there are two or three very solid reasons why people move from one place to another. And that's very much individual as it is collective. So very unique feature to that. So let's look at it this way. People generally migrate for reasons of seeking a better economic life. From wherever you are happy, unhappy, you want to find out and you migrate to some other place. And then there is a thing called running away from political persecution. We know that. People do leave tyrannies, dictatorships, and all kinds of a regimented society to seek freedom, and they migrate. The third very interesting category of migrants are who are learners, students, who want to find out what's happening elsewhere, what the libraries are all about. Remember the story of Nalanda University, of the old time Nalanda University, where people used to migrate, come to study. You can see a similar parallel of Indians coming to America to study for higher education, seeking opportunity, which they seem to miss out back home in the country. So there are three very important reasons for migration or people immigrating, and these are very personal. And to share with you my own experience. When I left Bihar, I'm a product of Netarhat Residential School, which was based on a Gurukul system. But when I left Netarhat and finished my higher secondary, I decided that I'm not going to study in Bihar because Bihar educational system was running 2 or 3 years behind during my time. Just imagine. So if you are going to graduate, do your bachelor's in 72, you would be getting your degree in 1975. 3 years. And I refused to submit to that humiliation or to that bureaucracy, and I left. Rest is a different story altogether. But I'm coming to that part. We all migrate towards one reason or the other. So I remember when I joined Reserve Bank of India, and I'm in Bangalore now. In 1978, I found out there was a Ramaiah College of Science, Engineering and Technology and whatever else. More than 50% students of that university college system were from Bihar. Think about it. More than 50% in a city called Bangalore, a beautiful air-conditioned city with huge opportunities because Government of India had opened 7 prime public sector undertakings in Bangalore. Kudos to Karnataka politicians and bureaucrats who got this entire allocation from the central government. If today Bangalore is the Silicon Valley of India, the seeds of that were sown long ago. Think from that perspective. So, migration is a very personal, social, as well as a collective decision. So, people who are here, the Indians who came here, and my case is different, by the way. I did not come here for H1B or student or seeking employment. I was brought in here for a very different specific purpose. But the point of the matter is the majority of the people who came here, and I have met them way back in 91 and onwards, the first generation Indians who came here, they came with $6 or $8 in their pocket. And they came because they wanted to leave India. They were unhappy with the social economic conditions prevailing at that time. Was no difference between those in the educational attainments or mental capacity of those who came or those who stayed back. After all, 2025, there are only 5 million Indians in this country, whereas 1.4 billion are living in India. So I am always of the opinion that the Indians who are in America, they don't have a golden wings or a super intelligence. They have a different environment in which they could perform and get the rewards of their hard work, which was not possible in India. Because, in the job structure market of in India, you always have that one scenario, that is, you know, asses and donkeys in the same line. If your turn comes, you get promoted. If your turn doesn't come, you miss it. Hard work, performance did not matter in India. So all these people who came to India, to the United States, did run away from a very specific challenge in India. That was the opportunity and the desire to perform respectfully and get rewarded for that. All these examples that you see here of Satya Nadella, down the line, the hundreds of Indian CEOs of many companies, these are examples of exemplary individual performances. It has nothing to do with one being an Indian, or the same people could have been from any other country. But because of our education, our dharmic traditions, because of our culture and influences, we did well in America. We did well in America because we never found any competition worth that was hitting us in India. Competition, reservation, compulsions, the social norms, and everything else. The question then arises, why is this sudden attack on Indians in America? And that has a direct relationship with H1B immigration that is going on, the problem area. That H1B immigration is a serious issue because it has been mishandled throughout. Because everybody who came on H1B visa, technology especially, they were viewed as job snatchers and body snatchers. And you know why that happened? Because I remember reading an article in New York Times long ago when an IBM engineer was standing with a placard saying that I want my jobs in America. And that news item was IBM lays off 3,000 people in their location, and IBM lays off 3,000 people, and IBM sends 3,000 jobs to India. The placard said, I want my job in America. That was the time when I had warned certain agencies and associations, do something about the perception battle, because soon it will boomerang into something big and bad. That's what is happening. Indians did not care to educate the Americans what was the multiplier effect of the work that the STEM educated Indians were doing in this part as well as that part. The productivity, profitability, efficiency factors were totally ignored. We just got branded as body snatchers and job takers. That's the attack. And it had a very, very funny impact. While IBM was while the corporates were sending jobs to India as outsourcing, H1B guys were coming here to take away local jobs. So the local people had an inbuilt double whammy. The jobs are going and jobs are being taken away. That's how we ended up becoming villains of the piece. This is the sum and substance of that. In addition, large corporates were significantly responsible for ruining or taking advantage of the H1B system, whether it was TCS, Wipro, Infosys, you name them all. They were sending their people on jobs here on H1, right? And H1, which meant that you automatically getting green card. So the golden era of coming to America was through technology companies and H1B workers, technology guys. What they needed to have done was and was to take back and forth, keep rotating the people. You use the system very efficiently. Nobody would have blamed you for becoming job snatchers. Instead, everybody who was coming here was taking advantage of TCS, Wipro, Infosys, job transfer, migration to America. So H1B jobs became tools for migration to America. Following that, you had so many, body shop agencies that opened. Who got the contract? Paid people X, collected X plus 5, and then there were a lot of significant abuse. That's how we attracted the negative attention of the people. As the saying goes, one bad apple is enough to ruin the pot. This is what is important for us to bear. But what I want to say to you is another thing. Going back to India for people in H1B, they are all job seekers. They don't have a career in America, wherever they are sitting on a contract indentured servitude. I call that H1B category technology guys particularly. They're serving in indentured servitude. They have no career, they have no career progression, and they live a life on a contract labor. This is a modern era slavery in which you are stuck. And now that the green card has lagged on for 15, 20, or 50 years, exactly what that is. You know it. But the issue here is very important. Should they go back? The answer is lies in a very simple thing. It's a personal decision. If you feel that I'm okay being a slave, serving the getting good money, my children are all settled here, they are American citizens, good for you. But if you're looking to participate in a growth story, then growth story is India. People like us have played a role in making India the growth story that it is today. And that's what I want to appeal to people. The other part is there has to be comparative conditions of satisfaction for people to return. Just as despite my love for being a Bihari, I will not go back to Bihar because there is nothing there that excites me or attracts me to go back to lead a life that I'm living here. So likewise, one has to look at in a comparative frame of reference. Today, India offers enormous opportunities compared to what I experienced. Today, you have access to buying cars, material welfare, and whatever else is there that we measure success with. Infrastructure may be what it is, but then that's what is important. You have the access to the best of cars to cheapest of cars. You no longer are struggling and paying a premium money for those matchboxes called ambassador or premier cars of that time. This is what is important for people to fear. Take your individual decision. You don't have to live in America to live a happy, successful life. Nor going back to India guarantees any of this. But that's your own personal decision. So to tell NRIs to return to India is a good call, but it is made on a sentimotional basis because India doesn't yet have the culture of innovation, enterprise, and inventions. It is happening. India has its own share of multimillionaires, no doubt about that. But that doesn't mean there is a culture of performance. I always say, in my X handle, I say that installing performance-based culture, rewarding failures and successes in a positive sense, is the way forward for India, for a greater success. So those amongst you who have the inclination to innovate, be an entrepreneur, create an invention, go back to India. That's the growth story. America is no longer a growth story of the kind that it was. It is a political part. But here is something which I want to say very strongly. Don't run away out of fear. Don't run away because we are being attacked with right wing, left wing extremists. Fight it. I've always said that Indians, we have a culture of palayanvad, running away. We can't afford to be lotus eaters, satranj ke khiladi, you know, that, we don't even know everything we do is overreaction. Fight, fight, fight. Remember, Mr. American culture taught me one thing: never give up. Fight, fight, fight till the end. Even Mr. Trump, when he was shot or he escaped pure murder or an assassination attempt, when he got up, he said, fight, fight, fight. Every senator, congressman, he will say, we will fight for it. Every man or woman says, let's fight for it. We have to bring that word in our cultural language and begin to say, no, I'm going to fight for my right. So in America, if you are being hounded and targeted, Don't run away from it. My slogan is Maro ya maro bhago mat. Don't run away. Confront. Then only you become driven to stand for who you are. So if you want to go to India, please go back. India is a happening place, no doubt. But don't go away for wrong reasons. Ladies and gentlemen, thank you for watching us. And as I always request you, please like, subscribe, and support our channel. Give your feedback. And remember, when if you want to go to India, think about what are the conditions of satisfaction? What's my dream? What's my ambition? What's my goal? That must determine your reason to be here or to go there. Not because Sridhar Vembu says so, not because Vibhuti Jha says so, but your decision. Because you took the decision to come here. Thank you. Namaste.